that again?
We are looking at April 24th or May 15th. They're both Fridays. So it's very-
2020.
Are you kidding me?
We know you're very
Wide
busy,
open,
Dave.
right?
You're
Anyway, if someone does have a vacation planned or something like that, we would like to know the full board there.
4/24 or 5/15.
And we need direction today.
We would like to get that on
Directions today.
the schedule so that we can start
My,
Okay.
April 24th?
April 24th or May
15th.
and I can tell you my preference would be the May 15th.
May 15th.
Well,
Whether
then I guess it really doesn't matter what you feel.
it's potentially gonna
May
be
16th?
15.
It's a Friday. It's gonna be out, some of it will be outside, so, I mean, we can have tents and such, so.
What
But
is
it
it,
is,
what are we doing?
we're looking at San Joaquin Winery,
And what are we gonna, this is for
a
what?
centennial celebration.
Oh, really?
Yes, we're in our 100 year.
Yes.
So just
I'm
as
good for either one, really.
Okay.
a side note on
I have
that.
no preference for the 15th. If we look at the weather we had this year, the 15th would probably be better than the
Well,
20th.
the beautiful part about having it there is I have inside and outside.
Well, exactly,
That's what we're looking at.
space-wise, we'll have to utilize both, but we can make that work either way, so it's just.
So we are excited, just as a little side note, we have made a lot of progress on our history book, 100-year history book, so that's coming together nicely. So that will be out soon in draft form, and we'll be looking at unveiling that.
So you're gonna let us know what day you got that?
Well, you guys
I'm
are
looking for
gonna,
you to pick one today.
Yes.
So if May 15th works, you will make Andrew very happy.
Sounds like
I mean, either
15
one's
works.
fine.
Yeah, we're going to May 15th.
We're gonna do 15th?
You don't see any problem.
Okay.
Easy.
I want to keep her happy.
I
I
really
really
like
get
that.
yelled at.
Is this Andrea or Angela?
Okay.
things are going right, it's Andrea.
On a more serious note, there has been a 6-day review period put out for the Private Water Authority's OM&R cost recovery methodologies. This is something that is drawing a lot of attention to current canal contractors related to the potential subsidence sticks and some very high extraordinary charges, as they're calling them there. And few percentages on their equations could mean a lot of money to those individuals, so they're watching it. For MID, it really doesn't impact us as much because we are both a Class 1 and Class 2 contractor, and specifically to the Frankfurt Canal, those issues aren't applied to us. So they're working through that. It is out for review. The different methodologies that have been discussed have frankly been actually beneficial to MID because of our blend of contracts and the larger size of our contracts. So they're looking at different ways of potentially using actual deliveries versus contract declarations. One of the issues that happened was with the San Joaquin River Restoration Program and all of the new water types that have been introduced into the system that are contracted through the restoration program, incorporating those or potentially not. Those aren't divvied out based on contract equations, so for the most part, it didn't really change anything for MID. I did want to make you aware of that. Staff doesn't believe it's something that we need to comment on or protest or support with watching it. But again, it's a minor impact to our costs that we charge, and that again is for not only, will obviously not apply to us, Frankfurt Canal conveyance, but for MID would be the pumping cost of our mill and the conveyance and government of most of those costs are deliveries of water supplies to the exchange contract. So that's just an FYI, unless someone objects or takes a specific interest, let me know, but that is under its review period. Water supply, I think we all know we're a great water year. It's coming together. Our uncontrolled season was extended through to June 30th now. That is continuing to be watched very closely. The Bureau is going to be asking for weekly schedules from the district so that they can try to narrow in as close as possible when that end date for uncontrolled season happens. The longer the uncontrolled season occurs, the less likely we will have a Class 2 declaration residual. So we'll be watching that closely, but obviously having an uncontrolled season for such a long period of time has made a lot of water available to the district for contracting rights, along with the restoration program. So we'll be watching that, and again, however that runoff comes off, how they can minimize the releases, the flood releases into the San Joaquin River will ultimately impact the final declaration of the residual Class 2, maybe not final, but the actual residual declaration. So June 30th is the current drop dead date. Well, they'll be stopping it currently, but that likely will be extended, expected to go into July, which is pretty amazing.
So of those 10 different classifications, I'm going to say that I see on the report, how many different varieties of those have you used?
So we have purchased a bunch of the unreleased restoration flows that have been made available to the district. We are trying to take RWA water if it's available, if we can. We have uncontrolled season class 2 water available to us, and of course we have our contracts with the water rights. So that's currently, we have not pursued a.
So when you put those all together, the water's purple?
Exactly. It's kind of like a murky brown.
There is 215 water available to the contractors. We have not pursued that because we've had so much of the restoration water or the uncontrolled season water available to us. And that price of the 215 water is pretty high in comparison. So yeah, there are lots of
the 215 water up.
Sorry.
It really jumped the 215 water up.
Yeah, there's different explanations for that. One is one to keep the restoration program price competitive. I can't explain it to you. So, but yeah, that is still available, but we have not pursued the contract. Power plants are humming right along. There was a hiccup in the Madera plant at Bryant Dam. Luckily, staff up there did an amazing job catching the bearing that was going out. They noticed it, got the plant stopped before problems occurred and the damage happened, and were able to get a new one fabricated machine in place in 9 days. It's absolutely amazing, and they did it when the reservoir was almost at its peak, producing its least power. So it was off for a period of time. I think it was about a
It
week.
was off from 422 to 513.
So that's pretty, I gotta commend the staff up there for the excellent job.
And it was a basic, pretty complete overhaul of that part.
Yeah, one of the main
Same
bearings.
thing we had to do up here now.
Except our plant ceased and had to be pressed
It
out.
was seized together and all that, not our equipment.
On the Madera Canal, plants have been working. Also, one plant did go down 980, the big plant, last Tuesday. They were able to bring it back online, I think, Monday. I don't have a specific date. They still have some electronic issues with it, and and I'm not going to even try to explain what it is, but synchronizing of the voltage is now fixed instead of tracking to make sure it's tracking what's in the grid. That's as much as I'm going to try to explain. So
We don't know why it went down and then it was electrical.
there was an electrical control box that went out, so they're trying to get one of those and maybe an 8 week time to get it replaced. It is functioning, it's just not functioning at 100% efficiency. During that period, the Madera Canal had to be brought down about 100 CFS because having to route the flows, 100% of the flows through the bypass around the plant, which caused the water to back up and they were too high, so they had to drop flows.
They
slightly
can't
to-
free spin.
No, it will. Have you heard, watched the show Destroyed in Seconds? Yeah, that's gotta have, you have to apply the brake the entire time. It was way too high RPMs.
Okay.
So that is still being worked on. It is functional, but not 100% efficient, and there are still some flow impacts related to that, because it's not running at 100%. That's it. We will be watching our revenues closely as we come out of the uncontrolled season. We will bring back projections to the board to see if we're hitting our revenue targets. Obviously, May was a difficult side on revenue because of the major storms we had come in, which were unexpected. May is typically one of our big revenue months for water deliveries, and pretty much everybody shut off except for a handful of growers because of saturating conditions. The thunder cells that moved through were pretty amazing.
The thing is, we're hitting some.
So we will need to make up for that. Good news is we did have some other waters available to us at a lower price through the restoration program, and our water deliveries have been, as Charles said, we've passed 700 CFS in deliveries from the Madera Canal, which I don't know if I've seen that slide down here. And we continue to have new growers come on and others taking advantage of these flows. So we will be watching that, looking for potentials to recharge programs in the fall. Again, it's going to be impacted based on whatever residual declarations are made, what other water supplies that we have available to us, and what our ultimate revenues end up. So we will be talking about that in the coming months. Likely we'll have more information at our July 30th board meeting schedule.
Charles, we're still getting some new signups and.
Yeah, it seems like so far we have about 15 new growers. They came on, we're struggling back there trying to put some meters together.
How
Some of
many?
these turn out 15. So we're struggling to put meters together because, all our meters are already assigned to different turnouts. So we're trying to pull some meters from here. There is some extra meters back there we're trying
That's
to
a great thing.
juggle. Yeah.
No problem.
But there's also been probably about 30 users that actually haven't ran last 2 years. They're coming back on. Some will, depends on the price. So some come, some come back on. So that's
Hey, if we got the canal running full, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
We, at staff level, we've had a lot of good conversations with different growers, some of them have multiple ranches, talking about surface water and, you know, the direct stuff. Take as much surface water as it. So I think our outreach and education continues to work at all levels from our
It's getting
operators
better,
to
getting
all.
better every year.
If you got someone to work with PG&E to hook up some, I'll give you a couple more, but they won't hook me up.
I had a question about PG&E. I saw through Energy Commission from Aqua, the deal about PG&E and their bankruptcy and renewable energy contracts. Carl, do you know anything about, it looks like, it says they can reject renewable contracts that were entered into several years ago and are considered today's market price for renewable. So through the bankruptcy, they may be looking at Llewellyn.
Well, that would, we're not with them, we're with Santa Clara.
So,
Oh, so that's a direct price.
That's a direct price with contract with Santa Clara, they just
So
go
then-
through their lines.
so the only renewable contract is the city, and so that wouldn't impact what the city signed by, the city contract. So there wouldn't be an impact there. Madera Canal, my understanding is that is not renewable, and
It's
I'll
not,
speak for that.
PG&E don't pay, I don't think, renewable on that one. And so it's gonna be the solar stuff, mainly.
Very good.
Good point.
Yeah, but that's, yeah.
Just curious why it came through and I thought, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you just brought that up because the next item on the agenda is nominating you.
Do whatever you need to do at your own discretion.
That's right.
Okay, 5A, discussion possible action on placing nomination of Brian Davis as a member of the Association of California Water Agencies Region 6 Board of Directors, resolution number 2019-17.
So Director Jensen is
Carl.
formally on the nomination committee
Yeah,
for
on the
Aqua
nominating committee.
Region 6.
And with Brian's passing today, we will have two nominees at least, so if nothing else, we can have a chairman and a vice chairman of the
All
group.
right.
Brian, I appreciate how interested you've been in Aqua.
And I want to second that, yeah, and I know that it's maybe at times been a little bit more Brian than what you first thought you were signing up for. But they also have, the rest of the regional board has made use of him. He has filled in for both our chairman and vice chairman at the state executive committee. And so he's getting to know those people up there, some of them, and what goes on in Aqua, the way up. And I know that Aqua at times, water agencies have had a little problem with some of the directions they and stance they've taken. But as a whole, I feel, and I'm talking to Jason Phillips, he even expressed this, that maybe we need to, as a whole, and Frank, need to get a little bit more involved. It's just another foot at the table. And so I would move for the resolution number, whatever it is.
2019-17.
Yeah.
I second.
Yeah.
Man, I thought you guys were gonna say, now, Ryan, I don't know if we need to keep sending you over there.
Matter of fact, I was hoping it was an 8-year term.
There's a lot going on.
We have a motion and a second. Questions from the public? Questions from the board? Call the board, please.
Director LaPasha?
Yes.
Director Cousins absent, Director
Yes.
yourself?
This is as complicated.
Director
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Every day.
Okay, 5.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
5B, discussion possible action on ad hoc assessment and fee analysis committee, that's resolution number 2019-18.
So as the board is aware, it has been quite some time since our assessment fee structure for the district has been reviewed. So it's time to do that. We would like to create an ad hoc group to assist staff in taking a look at what we currently are doing and look at our options out there.
I think Jim and Carl would be perfect for that committee.
Yeah, I have no problem, I think I sort of understand where we've been at.
Carl knows where we've been,
And where we might go.
and Jim is our current president, so
Numbers.
unless you guys object.
I concur.
So you need, I move to approve a resolution by the board placing Jim Erickson and Carl Jansen on our ad hoc assessment and fee analysis committee, resolution 2019-18.
Second.
Does that work?
That works.
Second, questions from the public, questions from the board? All the board, please.
Director LaQuashi?
Yes.
Director Cousins, absent. Director Davis?
Yes.
Director
Yes.
Jansen? Director Erickson?
Yes.
Okay, 5C, discussion possible action on the memorandum of understanding with the MID Police Association, that's resolution number 2019-19.
So this is a renewal of the Memorandum of Understanding with Employees Association. I'm very pleased to tell you that we don't have any material changes. It is an update, for the most part structurally, all the items of the data are such as things. So this is a renewal for a 5-year period. Yeah. Anything to add on that?
No, again, it would begin January 1st of 2020 and continue through December 31st of 2040. And like Tony said, there's really no material changes from the existing MOU.
Staff did meet with the Employees Association and we worked through a number of items. I think they were very thankful for the investment that the board has provided in their benefit packages and other side benefits improving their place of work.
And the Employees Association has already signed some. They're in agreement with it.
Move for resolution 2019-19.
Second.
First and second, glad to hear that we got that taken care of, and so timely, and not have to worry about it.
But yes,
Ahead of schedule.
You got questions from the public? Questions from the board? All the board, please.
Director LaQuashi?
Yes.
Director Cousins, absent. Director Davis?
Yes.
Director Jansen?
yes.
Director Erickson?
Yes. Okay. Anything else before we go into
I-
committee reports?
We have director reports, committee reports, future agenda items. Brian?
I think we had a good discussion today in the GSA. A lot of interesting stuff. I think Rick, brings up a good point. How many people are fully aware of what's coming down the line, and it's hard to, as we get closer to this, we can just see the tension. Our water's getting hotter, and hearing comments from the public, there's a lot of concern. So I think it was a good discussion. I think we're going to see a lot more of those discussions that come up. And something so seemingly simple as a modeled graph with hypotheticals created such a